Got home an hour ago, realized I'm bored as hell, and I had nothing to drink except beer. And for some reason, I have learned that whenever I take a beer, some incredibly dumb ideas pop into my mind, including this one. I decided that I was so bored that I was gonna make a video. Now that sounds like a good idea. It's gonna be answering never have I ever questions. Well, I don't want to be drunk out of my mind alone a Friday night, talking to myself on at a webcam. What I'm gonna do whenever it's true is just give you the story instead. I have absolutely no idea if this is gonna be fun, if I can even complete it, if I can remember the stories, if I can, for PG reasons, tell the stories. But I'm gonna try my best. This is gonna be such a dumb idea. Why did I ever do this? But whatever. Never have I ever bragged about something I have not done. One episode I do remember, and I really would not call that bragging, but that was the episode that made me question, why am I saying these things? I was talking to a suicidal person, and yes, this sounds fucked up, and it was. I was talking to a suicidal person. I was as well at the time, and for some reason we ended up competing who had been through worse. I don't want to go in detail because PG. Basically, I ended up saying I'd done more than I had. Really do not like the fact that I've done that. It's like 9 years ago today. I have never driven drunk. Of course I've drank when I'm drunk. What am I talking about? No, I've never driven drunk. I have never. Too much of a respect for a car for that. Never have I ever experimented to see my sexual orientation. Well, I guess that's the question most of you are wondering. No, I have never. Yes. Why did I choose to do this video? But I don't want to go in detail with this one. It has nothing to do with. I have not kissed a guy. I have not kissed the guy for experimenting my sexual orientation. What I did experiment was alone. And I guess that's enough said. I have so many regrets and I've barely started. Oh no. I've never ever said I love you just to get laid. No. Never have I ever spied on my neighbors. I wouldn't call it spying. Never have I ever doubted my heterosexuality. Yes. There's no specific story to this. It's just, yes, I've doubted it. Never have I ever made fun of someone. Well, every day on stream, I suppose. Never have I ever watched Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Why is that even a question, actually? Like, how many people would drink of that on a normal occasion? Bruh. No, is the answer. Never have I ever stole something with a higher value than $10. I get physically ill if I'm like just thinking about stealing. I would be the worst thief in history, because if I think of doing something bad, my head becomes entirely red. I basically I can't really pay attention to listening. I can barely see something in front of me. I sometimes start shaking. I do start sweating a lot. I do get very fucking physically ill if ever I just think about doing something bad. So, no. Never have I ever really liked a song by Justin Bieber. Does it count if he co-created it? Never have I ever bet on something, on so many occasions. When I was younger, way younger, before like 5 years before it was legal for me, I was betting on football matches and shit. I was back in folk school. I still don't know why the cashier let me buy those tickets, but she allowed it. Never have I ever stalked an ex's boyfriend or girlfriend on social media. I wouldn't call it okay. Yes. Never have I ever done a handstand with one hand. Look at me, I'm a fucking stick. No way I could do that. Never have I ever lied to a friend to avoid a greater evil. One thing that I'm doing too frequently is telling a tiny, small lie in order to avoid a larger whatever. Never have I ever escaped from class. I've never escaped from class. by the sense of escaping. I've skipped class a billion times. I literally had, in more than half a year, I had 1 day I was in school in total. Never have I ever cheated on a test. Oops, guilty as charged. Back in 7th grade and 8th grade, both, every single math test we had, that was homework. It was a previous exam test from one of the previous years that we had to do in order to prepare us for the exam. I honestly could not be bothered doing it because they were so easy, it just took forever. So I ended up always downloading one and just like removing every single trace that was downloaded and changing up a few answers so it's not a straight up copy. So my grade dropped by 1 or something like that every time, and I just accept that. Its math was freaking easy back then. Jesus Christ. Never have I ever grabbed the wrong person's hand. I am a very awkward person and it wouldn't surprise me if I had done that, but luckily no, I have not done that. Never have I ever fallen in love with anyone through the network. Through the network? What does that mean? Do they mean the internet? If we're talking online, yes. Story goes, Habbo Hotel. We met in a room, and I don't remember the exact sayings and everything that happened until it. I think I typed out searching NK, which I don't know if that's the English term as well, but in Denmark, NK basically means like internet girlfriend. Because in Denmark we have one word, that's kæreste, which means girlfriend and boyfriend. So like it doesn't matter which gender it is. It's just that one word. So I just typed that out, and she responded, and really awkward part. Like 11-year-old me, super weirded out by any kind of sexual behavior, and the first thing she does is, let's go to this room, lay in this bed, and she just lies next to me, and just starts texting, I'm unzipping your pants. I hope you brought rubber, and I don't know what else. I was like, what? What's going on here? We ended up talking night after night till late into the evening, multiple months. I think actually 1.5 years we were talking very a lot, and she was the first person I ever had feelings for. She was the first person. She was actually the reason, her along with the book, the reason that I actually figured out that, hey, I like girls. Because until that I was unsure. I'd never had any feelings towards anybody. I'd never ever felt any kind of attraction to anybody or anything. So I was a bit weirded out back then, but she helped me figure things out. It was nice. Never have I ever lied in this game. No. Never have I ever said an I love you without feeling it. Shit. My very first girlfriend. I didn't really know what love was back then. Never have I ever been kicked out of a bar. Oh no. Yes, I have. Half a year ago, we had been drinking for 8 fucking hours. 8 hours of pure drinking, like shot after shot after drink after drink after beer after beer after wine, one sandwich in between, and then just continuing for 8 hours. I'm just saying, I won't like alcohol. Nah, fam. When we go hard. I drank from 5 till 2 a.m. And when one of the others saw I wasn't feeling that well, obviously after that much, I don't remember that night. So I can only tell the stories I've heard of what I've done afterwards and what I can guess that I've done. And it's one hell of a story. My friend asked me, should I grab a glass of water? And he was like, sure. I was like, sure, get me a glass of water. And he went up to the bar, which was right behind us. Asked for a glass of water. He was number 2 in line, something like that. When he finally got the glass of water and returned, I was gone. I was completely gone, and he didn't know why. So I asked around, and the first person I asked said, well, I was leaving 20 minutes before 2, so I knew approximately the time from that. And you looked really bad. I asked if you wanted to go with us, and you said no, and I was like, of course I did. But then I asked the next one who stayed there afterwards, and he was like, well, you at almost 2, you puked all over the table. And the security guard walked up to you and were like, you gotta get home now, and he kicked you out. And apparently that happened at the same time as my friend was getting me a glass of water. Now, if only the night ended there. Nah, fam, nah. Drunk me, nah, I have different plans. It apparently took me almost half an hour to walk, 5 minutes walk. I'm not sure how I managed. I think I fell a few times and just laid on the ground, not wanting to get up or something like that. When at the station, I looked at the, yes, because it continues. When at the station, I looked at the timer for when my train would arrive. And it said, I don't remember, but a long time, like half an hour or something like that. 45 minutes maybe. And I was ultra wasted, so I was like, I don't want to stand here alone. So I grabbed my phone, called up my boss, who wasn't at the party but was home at sleeping. And when he didn't answer the first time, I fucking called him again. And when he finally answered, I was like, hello? At 2 a.m. after I brought up his entire apartment, everybody sleeping there, I just hung up. And then I called my dad. I don't know why. The morning after, I heard the voicemail from my dad. I do remember having done this, but I remember it as being months ago. Like, I remember it as an entirely different situation, like literally months ago, if not years. But apparently that was the day before, so my memory was really fucked. Has been really fucked from that night. I spent 10 minutes trying to say one sentence, but I messed up the words so badly and like kept trying to fix what I messed up. I really don't know how, why, or anything like that, but I massively messed up, and it took me 10 minutes to say the sentence. Hi Dad, I'm at the station. I really only called because I wanted some company. Sorry for disturbing. Bye. That's literally what I spent 10 minutes saying, so that was awesome. Oh, and the night isn't even over, because when I finally got to my station, some kind man, really kind soul. I really do appreciate him, because otherwise I'm not sure I would have made it home safe. His soul wasn't well, probably because I fell into every tree on the way in car and whatever would be nearby where I was walking. And he asked me, should I follow you home? And I was like, yeah, I live just over there. Sure, I need to go that way anyway. And he followed me the entire way to the door. Now, I know he could have been a lot of things. Drunken me is just happy I got followed home, and sober me is happy he wasn't a psychopath. And the night still isn't over, because apparently when my parents came by at 6 p.m. the next day, they noticed somebody had puked in front of my door. That would have been me, and people had stepped in it and taken the puke with them further up the stairs. Really fucking disgusting. I'm gonna end that story there. That was my drunken night then.